Ari, where's your Sinsmas reaction? Where's your Sinsmas reaction? I have something to say. It was a very rookie mistake on my end. So, I originally did make a Sinsmas reaction, but on my little microphone here, there's two buttons, the volume down here and the echo up here. And I accidentally put the echo on, and the entire reaction sounded something like this. The entire video. I will not be making that mistake in the future. Anywho, Helluva Boss. Helluva Boss Season 2 is officially over, and while we're waiting for some new content, I believe we're supposed to get like 8 minisodes. While we wait for Season 3, I went and decided to look at the poll that I put out when I did my mastermind reaction to see what y'all wanted me to react to next. I've already watched the entirety of Helluva Boss, so there wasn't really anything to react to, but on my poll, like, the majority of people said to just do commentary over the entire series. So that's what I'm gonna do. It is not a reaction. I have literally been following them for the past 5 years. And if you don't want to hear my big old rant about how much I love Vivzie and Brandon Rogers, you can skip to this timestamp right now, but I'm going to go on a rant because I love Vivzie and I love Brandon Rogers. So you're gonna sit down, you're gonna listen, okay? Whenever the Has Been Hotel pilot came out, my brother showed me the day it came out. Absolutely loved it. Immediately fell in love with Angel Dust. He's still my absolute favorite character. I have been following the development of Has Been Hotel. That night I literally found all of Vivzie's old speed drawing videos, all of the Honeycast podcast, all of her little short music video things that she made. I just immediately loved her. I love her art style. I liked the story of Has Been Hotel. I thought it was really interesting. And then Brandon Rogers. I've had Brandon Rogers in my life since I was a sophomore in high school back in 2015. I know, I'm old. I have been following Brandon Rogers for the past 10 years. Oh my god. And I love him. I watched the Hell in the Hall Monitor. Someone showed me Hell in the Hall Monitor. Immediately got hooked. My personal favorite's A Day with Mom and A Day at the Park. I like that one a lot. I like the Angry Office sketches. I love the CEO one in general, Bryce Tank Thrust. If you tell me and ask me anything, I probably have seen it. But anywho, Brandon definitely is very evident in Helluva Boss. I love him. He's never gonna see this, but yeah, I absolutely love Brandon Rogers. And it's so crazy to think that it happened 5 years ago. 5 years ago? 5 years ago, I was living in a duplex with my, at the time, boyfriend and roommate, and then we moved out. Me and my boyfriend, and then we got engaged, and then we got married, I got pregnant, and then we moved out of state, and now I'm here. In the span of the Helluva Boss pilot, I have just had a million milestones. Obviously, we're gonna start with reacting to the pilot, because how am I not gonna start with the pilot? So yeah, let's get into this. Right now, it's literally 5 minutes to midnight on a Sunday. Meaning that I'm going to be busy all week with my kid. It's gonna do a lot of editing, so hopefully this comes out before any new mini episodes come out, or before season 3 starts. We're gonna do our best here. We stay at home mom with a kid, so it's a lot. Also, yeah, for those of y'all who don't know, I have a toddler. I had a couple people on my shorts because the bag's under my eyes going, girl, get some sleep. It's because I have an almost 2-year-old and she doesn't sleep. So ignore that. I don't do makeup usually. Anyway, with all that out of the way, oh wait, no, I need to promote my TikTok. I have a TikTok as well. I will be posting some clips of the different comments that I have on the show while we go. So anything that you think is funny, let me know so I can make them into shorts and TikToks. Those got me a little more popular. Thank y'all very much for that. And if you are interested in seeing more of my minis theories, my skits, basically anything else that I feel like doing, the link to my TikTok will be in my description below, and I will also have the username on the screen wherever I put it. With all that out of the way, grab a drink and a snack and let's dive right in. So, we of course can't start Helluva Boss without watching the pilot. I know technically it is not canon anymore, but we can't start Helluva Boss without the pilot because that's what introduced me and a lot of other people to the show. So, we're gonna start with the pilot.
Whoa, what about a billboard?
We can't afford a billboard, sir.
I'm gonna give you all my thoughts from like when I first saw the pilot because the video was like, oh, it's Zim. Because I was an emo in the 2010s, and I know what Invader Zim is. I had a Gur backpack. But yeah, that made me really happy. Anywho.
Those were the good times.
Also, it was very, like, evident that Brandon Rogers worked on this pilot a lot. First of all, this gives me Angry Office vibes immediately. But second of all, Brandon in his videos always has a tendency to, like, do cutaways that somehow like still mold into like the story, like the commercial right there, and like just kind of casually shift from like cutscene to cutscene to cutscene, and you'll see more in that in the pilot as we keep going. But you can tell he had a lot of like a lot of help with the pilot, which I don't complain. It immediately gave me Brandon Rogers vibes.
When you want somebody gone and you don't want to wait too long, call the immediate murder professionals.
That song got stuck in my head for 2 weeks, and I was not the only one. My dad was working at an oil change center at the time, and he went out some go-kart place with his employees, brought my sister, and one of the guys was singing as he was driving. And I only know this because my youngest sister went, and she thought it was the funniest thing. She was like, I didn't think anyone there would know what that is.
He appears to be in stable condition, but he'll need surgery. Now, what insurance provider do you freaks have? The fuck is insurance?
I want you to know that just a little bit right there made me laugh like the first 4 times watching it. I don't know why it made me laugh so much, but it did. It's like one of my favorite jokes in the pilot.
Dispatch is supposed to give us the right info on the target. It's very simple.
Oh, sit on a dick, Moxie.
You sit! Sit on a... and the... do your job!
That still gets me too.
She's awful.
Hello, IMP.
Luna, I got stabbed. Come on.
See, this is what I'm talking about, where they just kind of like seemingly go into like a cutscene and they don't like, and it just keeps going like cutscene within a cutscene kind of thing. Yeah, that kind of stuff. That's Brandon Rogers written all over it.
I got you a little something.
Is it a cure for syphilis?
Oh.
Then I don't want it!
See, I think that was one of the reasons this is no longer canon, is because Luna does not have syphilis. But also, I still don't know why he gave her spiders. I know it's probably just kind of a random joke, but I would love to know the thinking behind Blitz on what should I get my adopted daughter? Those little doggy treats she likes? Nah, that's silly. That's stupid. Spiders. Spiders, that's better.
Did you just fax me an ad for weight loss?
No.
What? Why would anyone send me this?
Come on. You know why.
When I watched the pilot, I resonated with Moxie so much.
Why would you drink on a work night? I'm hungover from this morning, dumbass.
Isn't that my lunch?
You know what? I can't take this assault right now. I need to blow off some fucking steam.
So, here's the thing. I didn't realize that Luna was canonically 22 by the time the pilot came out because of the fact, like, in the other episodes following, Blitz, like, treats her like a daughter, like a teenager. And when she said, I'm hungover from this morning, I was like, does your dad know? Because at the time, I had just turned, I just turned 21, I think. Or I was just about to turn 21. All I thought of was, oh my god, do your parents know? Does your dad know? Catholic girl.
If I hadn't slept with that privileged asshole, none of us would have access to the living world.
You what?
See, this is what I mean, like cutscene within a cutscene kind of situation. That's a very Brandon Rogers thing to do. Love it. Also, can I be honest? I felt about Stolas the same thing I felt about Serpentius in the Has Been Hotel pilot freaking hated Stolas. I did not like Stolas until much later in the series. So if I say anything about Stolas, it's because at the time I did not like Stolas. Stolas is now one of my favorite characters, just like Serpentius is for Hazbin Hotel. But I did not like Stolas when he was first introduced. I freaking hated him. I'm gonna get a Pepsi. Okay, I have my Pepsi now. We can continue.
Oh, what can I do you for this time, Stolas?
There's a political candidate causing trouble up on Earth for a few of my associates.
I forgot that's how his voice sounded. And I remember loving his voice in the pilot. Oh, man.
When I'm lonely, I become hungry. And when I become hungry, I want to choke on that red of yours, your and lick all of your before taking out your and with more teeth until you're screaming like a fucking baby.
This is one of the jokes that I love about Helluva Boss because they're not afraid to drop an F-bomb. But Stolas in particular, they've done it with a couple other characters, it's mostly Stolas, gets so graphic that they have to censor it. And I know they probably don't actually have to censor it. I'm sure we can all figure out what he's saying. But it's a funny running joke, and I like it personally.
While we are on the subject of family, can you stop finding me and Millie outside of work?
I want you to know, until he said that, I was not under the impression that they were married at all. That was like the one critique I had on this entire pilot. I was like, well, instead of him just going, don't agree with him in front of me, I thought it was like assistant manager and employee kind of situation. I didn't like realize it was it was a marriage. But that's the only thing I really critique I had about this pilot. Major ones, at least. I was like, I didn't even know they were married. I also want to, I know this has nothing to do with the scene, I just always see the Phantom of the Opera playbill in there, and I always feel like I have to, the amount of musical references in Helluva Boss makes me so happy as a theater kid who was, like, introduced to musicals at a very young age. Like, my mom got like the Phantom of the Opera like movie when I was like 6, and I watched it about 7 times when I was 6. Yeah, there was a dude that hung from the ceiling. No, I didn't care. No, I don't think it screwed me up. Thank you very much. Musicals, great.
Of all the imps in hell, it's for him that I fell. Oh, Millie. Are you fucking filming us right now?
I'm going to put it on record. Moxie and Millie have and always will be my favorite couple on the show. Yeah, you get Oz and Fizz. Yes, Stolitz is amazing. I love Stolitz. But Moxie and Millie, from the very beginning, I was just in love with. They're so wholesome and so cute. And they have like their issues, but they don't have like toxicity as much in their relationship. I love it.
The only reason you have a wife is because you're easy to manage. No, he's not, you bitch!
Do not talk to my receptionist that way. She's sensitive.
Yes, I am!
Right at this point, I was like, oh, this gives Angry Office vibes. Like, you could tell Brandon had his hands in this so much.
Please, if anyone has seen my little Eddie, please contact us at
You're welcome.
Oh, what a thrill.
Oh, and the song at the end, beautiful. I still love the pilot. I think the pilot is a great introduction to it. I remember when I talked to my brother about it, he was not as excited about Helluva Boss at the moment because he said it felt way more Brandon Rogers than more Vivzy, and I get it. I completely get it. But I love it. I love that kind of comedy style. And he also said, and I totally agree with him, Hazbin Hotel's pilot felt more like episode 1, and this feels like a legitimate like pilot, which I really like. But yes, I still love the pilot. The pilot's adorable. Well, I shouldn't use the term adorable for this series at all, but I think it's cute. I liked it a lot. It gave me Angry Office vibes. I already am in love with Brandon Rogers, so like that was very easy for me to enjoy. But yeah, let's go to the first official episode, Murder Family.
The sun is out smiling, and it's your husband's birthday.
Sorry, the song's great. Such a good way to like start such a dark series.
I didn't get him anything special.
Maybe if we call him, we could do a happy birthday surprise.
So I also want to ask, I want to know like when this is supposed to take place, because chalkboards have not been a thing in classrooms in a very long time. I think the last time I saw a chalkboard was when I was in a private school that tended to be a little like behind on the times, if you know what I mean. And that was when I was like in second grade, so like what, 2007? But they have video call available, and Blitz and them all have like smartphones. So when is this supposed to be taking place? Does anyone know?
Oh dear God, what have I done? In front of you all. I'm so sorry, my children. Don't forget to work on your times table.
So I'm gonna tell y'all my headcanon or theory or whatever. For a couple things from this. First off, I think Gerald is totally Travis and Has Been Hotel, because we know that they like can change their names if they wanted to. Because I doubt Sir Pentious is actually his real name. There's no way someone was actually named Nifty in the 50s. And also Angel Dust, but that's more of like a, I guess, a porn name. But you know, it's a thing, you know. So I think Gerald came back and is like, and has been as Travis, who like is that like weird, I don't know, he's like owl monster emo Oscar the Grouch with the top hat kind of, or with the fedora situation, I don't know. But he's in the pilot, and he also is later on in like the actual episode. It looked like he's like a director or something at the studio. Anywho, I like to think that's Travis. Anyway, but no, my actual headcanon is, because we all know what happens in season 2, right? But my headcanon is that Mrs. Mayberry and Martha were already having an affair behind everyone's back. And she wasn't mad at Gerald for having the affair. She was more mad at Martha for going after her husband after they had a thing going on. That's my personal theory, and that's why we don't see her with Gerald in hell, and we don't see her husband later on. What's his name? Ralph, I guess. I don't know, but that's my like little headcanon, is they already had something going on, and the whole reason that she got mad, like extra mad, because who forgets their husband's birthday? Clearly, they don't have like such a great relationship, so she was more mad about the fact that her side piece is now sleeping with her husband and not husband and side piece. That's my headcanon.
I just hope that sick woman finally found peace.
You are so brave. Here's $2 million.
Don't y'all all find it kind of weird that like no one has even batted an eye of why she was in her husband's house and what was going on? Because in real life, I feel like so many more people would be like, bro, you totally had it coming. You slept with her husband.
You're a hero!
You're a hero!
Also, the fact that her kids are calling they literally saw what happened, and they're calling her a hero, and that makes me so upset.
Moxie, stop shaking. You're gonna shoot our only hellhound.
Also, the fact that they made Millie way more southern in like the first episode threw me off so bad. I was not a fan at first. Not gonna lie. Also, I didn't even notice there's a Fizzaroli picture with an arrow in there. I didn't even notice that. Cool. Wait a minute, wait, go back for a second. Is there also, is that Sir Pentious? Is that a little Sir Pentious drawing?
Maybe like a shitty dad or a mob family.
It's like almost 1 in the morning. What are my neighbors doing?
But guilty and innocent aren't our business, Mox. Killing who we're paid to is our business. Shoot the target.
They're so cute. They're so adorable. I love them.
Let's go lick some ass!
The expression is kick some ass. Blitz.
Mine's better.
Oh, fuck.
You know, I didn't realize how long it's been since I've actually watched the first like couple episodes of this show, because I'll go back like and watch a couple episodes at a time, but I'll usually go like the last like 3 or 4 episodes. So it's been like full moon to Sinmas for me recently. I have not realized how long it's been since I watched this particular episode. Oh my gosh, I forgot how much I love it.
Hold on. Let's just think about this. What was that, Ralphie?
I don't know, Martha. But whatever it is, there's gonna be tomorrow night's dinner.
I saw this coming a mile away the first time I saw that, and I was still just, yes, go, cannibals, they're gonna be cannibals. And then I saw the spine lamp, and I was like, oh, yeah, no, they're definitely cannibals.
From the moment of birth, you're already a parasite leeching off your mama's kids. Get the fuck over yourself, you baby dick prick! A new hole! Scatter!
Okay, so this is the first Brandon Rogers reference that I picked up on when I watched Helluva Boss for the first time. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, sit down. So Brandon Rogers, I'm not going to play any of it or quote any of it because it's probably going to get my video all messed up and demonetized if it's not going to already with how much Helluva Boss I'm using. There is a very old video that Brandon Rogers did, the aristocrats joke. It's the most horrific thing ever if you are like not used to how insane some old YouTubers used to be. Do not watch it. But if you are, I mean, that's what he's referencing is his aristocrats joke. Some people who watch Brandon Rogers, I don't even think knew about the aristocrats joke. He also, I think, privated a bunch of like old videos that were even crazier than that, which is, anyway, let's go. I know she passes out here, but Millie is such a badass. I forgot, like, I mean, she still is, like, in the newer episodes, but from the beginning, Millie was such a badass.
Damn it. Stolas, this is a really bad time.
When isn't it a bad time, Blitzy?
I forgot how, okay, so I know I said earlier, I forgot, like, the voice change. I forgot how much I hated the new voice at first. By the way, again, this was before I fell in love with Stolas, and I love Bryce Pinkham so much. Oh my god, his singing voice is amazing. I love him so much. But I remember I was like, but his old voice sounded so regal and, like, perfect. He sounds more like, I don't know, a little whinier and a little more, like, spoiled. I don't know. I didn't like it.
What did you just call me?
My book, Blitzy. The book I was given to do my job.
I know I sat there and just said that he sounded way more spoiled in the actual, like, first episode instead of a pilot, but let's be real here. If I got to sit in a gorgeous bathroom in an ornate tub like that with the stars and constellations rotating around me, I would be a spoiled little rat too. I've always wanted like the singular like bathtub like that, and if just that would make me a spoiled little brat. Imagine that with like just the stars rotating around and the curtains. I don't even know what I would do in that situation. I probably would immediately just be like, I don't even have a funny joke for this. I literally am just too overwhelmed with the idea of that I can't even think of a funny joke. Why does a cartoon owl have a better life than me?
Oh, Blitz, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to feel your slimy inside of my
What I love about this is Stolas isn't even paying attention to what's going on. And he just keeps going. And going and going. I know, like, the joke, obviously, you know, the censor joke, but, like, you still hear him going. Like, he's not even paying attention to what's going on. And, like, that speaks so much volume about where their relationship started, where he just did not care about anything other than having a good time. Like, that's clearly where he's at right now. And then later on, we see, like, the development. But it's really fun to, like, go back and see, like, where they were at the beginning.
May the root of evil remain honored as we continue thy work!
Even without the lore that we know, did she like, I would assume it wouldn't be that easy. Like, hell is literally supposed to be like a fire. So why would she think regular fire would do anything to where is essentially supposed to be nothing but fire, right? That makes no sense. And he's still going. He's still going and going and going. And it doesn't sound appealing what he wants either.
I will call your earthly authorities, and they will make sure you are dealt with fairly.
Also, oh my goodness, I forgot how much of a heart Moxie has. Like, also, like, now the stuff like that we know about his past, like, this makes so much sense now on why he does it. But like, when I first saw it, I was like, why is he even in hell? Oh my god, he's such a sweetheart. And that's when he became my favorite character. And I told my sister to get me that plushie for my 23rd birthday. Oh my god, I'm old.
You doing okay, sweetie?
Better now, honey. I think I just needed a minute to process.
You have a good heart, honey. Just a fuzzy head.
So cute. They're so damn cute every time. They're just adorable.
Oh, did you see my little Moxie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Moxie!
While we're on this little scene here, I know I made a TikTok about it ages ago, and it was one of my more popular, like, Helluva Boss has been hotel theories that I have put out there. I had said that this moment marked the point where Blitz finally is okay to pursue another relationship. And it started because he has a crush on Mrs. Mayberry. Now, why do I say that? I say that because they do this whole party for Mrs. Mayberry as soon as they killed them. They did not say, Blitz doesn't say that Mayberry is their first client, she's their newest client, meaning they've had clients before. He was clearly, like, kind of subtly flirting with her during the thing, but that's like Blitz. That's just what he does, right? But no. And then the other thing is he was worried about what Mrs. Mayberry thought of them, which we've seen, like, their office get destroyed multiple times, and he gets mad about it, but he doesn't go, our clients are going to think that we're, you know, he does that with Mayberry. So my theory was he kind of, like, found her attractive and, like, kind of likes her. And it kind of, like, made him realize, oh, maybe I am ready to pursue a relationship because I actually, like, want to, like, actually I want to, like, someone to think that I does this make any sense? It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I am so tired. Maybe I need to end it here. But yeah, yeah.
Moxie finally learned not to fuck up.
And killing people isn't that big a deal if they try to kill you back.
That's messed up. But I paid for it.
Yeah, fuck that family.
So yeah, that was Murder Family. That's a great, like, first actual episode. I really like it. I like the story a lot. I really liked the idea of, like, actually getting to, like, see the clients and get the backstory. That was really fun. So next we're gonna watch Loo Loo Land. And the reason I like Loo Loo Land so much is because the reaction that Danny Mata did introduced me to, well, Danny Mata. And I love Danny Mata. And also the whole Alex Brightman joke in there. Super great. But yes, I like Loo Loo Land a lot for that reason. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. Let's go.
When you're scared and you don't know where I am, you must remember, no matter what happens to me, I will never be far away from my special little starfire. It always seems more quiet in the dark.
I forgot how much I love this song so much. I love this song so much. I have, like, a playlist of, like, random relaxing videos to fall asleep to, and this song is on there. But yes, I love this one. Also, like, Stolas is such a good dad. Like, he's such a good dad. I love it. I love it.
Upon the last day, and you will be okay.
I did not want to talk throughout that entire song. I love it so much. Oh, every time he hits that, and when creation goes to die, I get, like, chills every time. I love it. Okay, Beautiful. I know, like my last video, I had talked about when this first came out, I hated Stolas, which I did at this time, but I could not deny how gorgeous that song is, and it's so nice. Oh my gosh.
You are a goddamn embarrassment. I'm not spending another moment looking at your pathetic, imp-sucking face!
I was always just curious because, yes, he did have an affair, but I'm wondering if it was with, like, a, like, royal geisha, if she would have a different, like, feeling on it. Because right now, her whole thing, and from the beginning, has been, it was with an imp, which are seen as lower class, clearly. But I also am curious with that notion, could she also be cheating on him with, like, I mean, obviously there's no royals that could stand her, right? But, like, if she had the opportunity, I bet she would, like, 100% cheat. I'm surprised she never, like, rebounded or something. But, yeah, Stella's just a bitch. Stella's a bitch for the very beginning, but, like, I kind of felt a little sympathy for her at the beginning. And it also could have been my bias because, like I said, I did not like Stolas. I was really mean to Stolas. Like, when this first came out, I just did not like Stolas.
Being part of the Goetia family is rather valuable, you know.
I'm gonna say the same thing that Danny said, too, because I thought the same thing. What is with that robe? Because it's literally not covering anything but a little bit of his, like, midsection. Legs completely exposed. Then thighs open to the world. His shoulders, you would have gotten kicked out of my Christian school if you wore something like that. But, like, what is it covering?
Now remember, this is work and work only. Me and my crew are not here to satisfy your perverted bird needs, all right?
It's really interesting, too, because I think the height differences are a little different throughout the rest of the series, but it is really interesting because when I think Blitz, I think of him being, like, really tall because he's also taller than Moxie and Millie and most of the other imps that we see, but, like, compared to Stolas, very, very tall. I think in Sinsmas he says he's, like, 4 feet tall, which is crazy because he's one of the taller imps. But yeah, the height difference is crazy.
Hey, Dad, do we have to...
Okay, hold on right there, sweetie.
Also, like, he just talked to Octavia, and Octavia is, like, around the same height, right? So, Stolas is either just massively tall, or, like, for a royal, Octavia's really short. I'm not gonna get into the height differences.
Really gonna be sick.
Oh, crumbs, I knew today would be a lot. What do you need? Antacids, ibuprofen, morphine?
That was figurative, old man.
Oh, right. But she said it was literal.
The morphine in the fanny pack. Beautiful. I love that.
That is deeply upsetting.
Oh, come on. It's fun. You never been here?
No.
I never realized there's just, like, a duck hanging out on there. I know it's supposed to be a knockoff of Lucifer's Loo Loo world with U's. I wonder if it's, like, hidden ducks, like hidden Mickeys at Disney World. That would be funny. I don't think it's that, but, like, part of me wants to say that there's hidden ducks all over. This is my new headcanon. Lululand is full of hidden ducks, like hidden Mickeys, and it's, like, there's no prize, obviously. And Mammon, being the person he is, probably said, oh, there's 16 ducks, and then there's, like, 15, so people are scrambling for the last one. They never get the prize. Because Mammon's a jerk. Why am I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me today, but yeah.
Is it true this park is just a really shameless spin-off of Lucifer's far more popular Loo Loo world?
No?
This place reeks of insecure corporate shame.
Also, I think this is the actual reason people at Disney World can't talk, because this is exactly the kind of things I would talk about.
We gotta do my favorite ride!
Oh, yeah? Which one? Oh, crumbs!
And that's exactly what happened. No, actually what happened on our honeymoon is I told him, go find every single roller coaster, go ride them real quick, because I'm not going on a single one. So, like, the first hour of us at SeaWorld on the last day of our honeymoon was just, like, me filming him on roller coasters, so I didn't have to ride them for the rest of the day. But yes, if I had gone on one, that's exactly what would have happened.
Oh, Blitzy! I need my bodyguard, please!
Can I also ask, like, okay, I know he has, like, powers or whatever, but this is, like, the only time during the entire series that we actually see assassination attempts, right? Because, like, Stolas has gone out multiple times. They went out to Ozzy's. They've gone out to, well, they've gone out to the human world, but that doesn't really count because they wouldn't know there. But, like, they go out, and the only time I have ever seen an assassination attempt is the second episode of the series. I feel like there definitely should have been more assassination attempts then. 100%.
Hey, Implings, it's me, the robotic Fizzerali.
Beetlejuice! That's exactly my thoughts when this came out. I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's Alex Brightman, aka Beetlejuice on Broadway, which is the musical that at the time I was like listening to on repeat because musical theater nerd, which is going to come up a lot.
Step right up and win a thing.
Oh, look, Moxie! A thing!
Oh, you like that thing?
Yes! I don't really know what that thing is, but I want that thing!
I also want that thing. Listen here, Vivzy, and the people who like make the shirts. You see my hoodie? This was one of the first couple hoodies that y'all put out, like when y'all first did like merch. My sister got it for me for my birthday at the same time I got my Moxie plushie. Y'all should have made things. Y'all should have made a thing plushie, because do you know how many people, me included, would want a thing? I'm sure there's like pins, and I'm sure there's probably stickers, but if you had made like a thing plushie, I that would have been my new favorite thing ever. Hi, Editor Mari. Yeah, I know, my lighting's kind of weird. Listen, I have said it a bunch, and I'll probably say it more because I can't remember how many times I said it while recording. I know I keep begging for a soundtrack, and I did the thing plushie there for just a second. These were filmed back in like March and April. We had a family emergency. I've been out of state for the last 3 weeks. This was supposed to be out before Easter. Didn't happen. I didn't even get to finish. I'm still recording, by the way. At this point, I'm about to film Oops. So here's how this goes down. I said, hey, my birthday's coming up in May. Be super cool if we get a soundtrack. Right now, on this day, it's the 14th, which means 4 days before my birthday, right? It's going to come out way later. I begged and begged and begged and begged for a soundtrack. And then the Level Up Expo came out right before I left for my family emergency. And we find out that there's going to be Helluva Boss going to Amazon Prime, and we get to get Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss crossovers. Super exciting stuff, right? Which means we're probably getting a soundtrack. And just now, I begged for a thing. A thing plushie, and just did that whole rant about why aren't we getting a thing plushie? And guess what was announced at the Level Up Expo? Lululand's been out for years. There's no reason for them to do that. I need to quit manifesting shit before we actually get more jazz.
I sing along with the Loo Loo band. Every boy, every girl, every woman, every man loves Loo Loo.
That whole, like, performance, by the way, I should have said it earlier, it gives me Chuck E. Cheese vibes, like, bad. And listen, I only went to Chuck E. Cheese once in my life when I was 2. Hear me out. Apparently, I had gone with my aunt to a birthday party when I was very little, like 2 or 3. I had all the fun, like, before I could remember anything, apparently. And we're going to, like, one of my aunt's friends' kids' party. And apparently I freaked out because a dog was playing guitar. That was enough to freak me out as a little kid, as a dog playing the guitar. But now I am a very big fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know what that says about me, but I guess something is screwed up in my brain.
Oh, my, what good aim you have, Blitzy.
Ugh, I can't do this anymore!
Octavian! A couple things. If you're royalty, why don't you have your own bodyguards and security at your palace that you can take with you to a place like this? And if it is just an excuse to flirt with Blitz, why the heck would you bring your daughter? Especially when she's already, like, not handling the fact that y'all are fighting all the time because you slept with an imp. Like, she's not handling it well, obviously. You're not taking social cues. It's really sad. Like, I'm not saying Stolas is a bad dad. I don't think Stolas is a bad dad. The thing about this show is a lot of the relationships are strained because of lack of communication, because of everyone's trauma. And everyone has trauma, and everyone can't communicate, which is totally fine. It's just frustrating sometimes. But I still love it. I still love this show.
Ooh, someone's salty. Real or not, though, people love me. Does anybody love you?
So I love Fizzaroli in general. But, like, the voice effects used and the, like, talent that it had needed to make, like, Robo-Fizz sound like that. Oh, man. Props to Alex Brightman and the editors for this. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, that's better. Where is Blitzy? He's my knight in shining armor, not you littler ones.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Clearly, he brought Blitz to flirt. But why would you do that on an outing with your kid? I mean, I flirt with my husband on outings with my kid, but that's because he's my husband. That doesn't make any difference. I have to go home with him at the end of the day.
You need to understand, your mother and I felt she's always been, I haven't been, we weren't in, I'm sorry, I don't have the words.
I thought this, like, when I first watched this as well, but, like, seeing him almost say we weren't in love and him stopping himself always gets me, because I think deep down, like, he knows that if he ever said that to Octavia, she would feel like an obligation. And the fact that he stopped himself, to one, talking about Stella, stopped himself. I haven't been is probably going to be like, I hadn't had feelings, or I've given up, or whatever. So he, like, and then obviously that last part's supposed to be we weren't in love, which he's trying so hard to, like, make it so Octavia doesn't feel like an obligation. And that's why I think he's such a good dad. Like, he stopped himself so many times before spilling the beans of, like, your mom is not a good person. I am not happy. I don't like women. I figured I don't like women. I found out I like men, and we were never in love. It was an arranged marriage to have you. That would have broke my heart. It would have broken my heart at 17. It's such a hard thing to, like, dance around too. Like, I don't know. And see, there's that. Like, why does Stolas need a bodyguard if he can take care of himself? He did it all so he had to go out and flirt with Blitz. Like, this is why I didn't like Stolas at the beginning. I, like, made my piece of, like, yeah, okay, he's a good dad, but he's still annoying. And I was actually kind of hoping that he was not. It was kind of the same process, again, like, comparing to Serpentius like I did last time. I thought Serpentius in the pilot would be like a one-off character. We wouldn't see him ever again. But he was a constant character, and I didn't like that. I thought the same about Stolas. I thought, oh, he'll be a one-off character. Maybe we'll see him here and there after I saw Murder Family. But then it was like a whole Stolas-focused episode, and I just wasn't into it. I did not like Stolas. I do now. I want to make that very clear. The voice actor, phenomenal. The writing, great. Art style, great. I just was not into him when I first started the series. That's why I have so many critiques.
So, what would you like to do now?
Oh, can we go to Stylish Occult? They sell weird taxidermy there.
Okay.
I love that they made Stylish Occult an actual brand now, by the way. That makes me so happy. When I found out they were actually, like, making, like a high quality. I can't afford that stuff, unfortunately. But oh man, I thought it was so clever. And that was Loo Loo Land. Is it as good as I remember? Yeah. Do I still feel how I felt about Stolas at the beginning? Nah. His character definitely improved a lot through the series. But yeah, I mean, again, it's a good this is a great episode. Hey, look at that. I thought this was going to be one big continuous video and not a separate series, so I did not make any intros or outros for any of these. But if you liked this content, make sure you leave a like and share with your friends and fellow Helluverse lovers. Also, leave in the comments any fun little jokes or anecdotes that you thought were really funny so I know what to add and make into TikToks and YouTube shorts. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!